Thank you. Welcome to another edition of Lions Talk at HLSA Youth Academy in Hartford. Before we start, we always go ahead with our mission statement so everyone understands what Hartford Lions Soccer is all about. And if you've never listened to this podcast, then here's our mission statement. The Hartford Lions Soccer Academy is a non-profit youth development organization in the greater Hartford community. Through the beautiful game of soccer, we empower local youth by providing them with valuable life skills and guidance. Our program not only focuses on soccer skills, but also teach important life lessons that help navigate challenges. Additionally, we are proud to offer the Lioness League, a women's soccer league dedicated to empowering women both on and off the field. The league provides a platform for women to excel in soccer while fostering personal growth and empowerment in all aspects of life. And I'd be remiss if I don't add that the last time we had a women's league, that my team, the Rangers soccer women's soccer team, did win that league. We did beat everybody. We were undefeated, by the way. So I had to put that in there, just so you know I'm a good coach. I do coach men and women, and the women actually do better than the men. So I'm not going to go there today, but it is the truth. But anyway, today we have a wonderful lineup of people here we want to talk to, and we want to get through some wonderful stuff here. And we're going to just go around the table and let everybody introduce themselves and say who they are. If you've ever watched this podcast before, you might recognize some of these faces. Not mine, of course, but the others on the table. So without further ado, we're going to start right here with this gentleman right here. We should know who he is, but he's going to tell us who he is, his name, and what he does. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so my name is Keneal Martin. I'm the founder and executive director of Hartford Lions Soccer Academy.
Ma'am?
So, hi, I'm Latoya Bon Nelson, and I am the secretary of the HLSA group.
Okay.
My name is Nevada Harper, a.k.a. Coach Pops.
Okay.
My name is Katie Morris, and I'm the club admin.
My name's Aisha Smith, and I'm Director of Operations.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys for coming out and sitting down here and sharing some of your experiences with HLSA today. We're going to go into an event that commenced, that happened a little while ago, and it was a Nike experience, to my knowledge. And we're going to get into it deep because I heard and saw some pictures and some videos of some wonderful, wonderful people that was there. So, before I start that, though, I want to take a minute to say thank you very, very much to Professor Enos at the University of Hartford for allowing us to do this podcast to bring youth soccer to the wider range of people and to help us continue to be successful in the greater Hartford community. So University of Hartford and Professor Enos, thank you so much for all your support and your help. Really to appreciate that. So, Mr. President, Mr. Martin, please explain to our listening and excited audience what the Nike experience was all about.
Yeah, so the Nike FC experience was held on October 14th.
A little closer. Yeah, there you go.
Is that better?
Yep.
On October 14th. It's a collaboration between Hartford Lions Soccer Academy, U.S. Soccer Foundation, Nike, of course, U.S. Soccer, and VW. So it was a great experience. We had a phenomenal player. Mr. Landon Donovan was in attendance, just playing with the kids. We had the CEO of VW, Mr. Pablo. He was there as well. And it's a community event. It was a community event. It was one for not just Hartford Lions, but it was for the entire Hartford community. And you can see that. If you look at the videos, if you were in attendance, for the event, you can see that. You could feel that.
Awesome. And just for some additional notes, for those who don't know who Landon Donovan is, he's actually one of, if not the greatest soccer player in U.S. history. If my memory serves me right, I know he played in Germany. I want to say he played for Stuttgart or Bayer Leverkusen. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. I know he played in the Premier League for Everton. Also played in MLS for LA Galaxy, where he won maybe 2 MLS Cups.
Yeah.
So he played in the World Cup. He played about three or four World Cups for the United States and did very well. So he's easily the greatest soccer player in U.S. history. So having him come out here, it's just an awesome experience for HLSA. Madam Secretary, one of the questions I want to ask you where you're concerned is I'm sure you have a lot of interaction with parents. Won't you come close to the mic? There you go.
So, yes, I do.
Okay, great. So what are some of the challenges you have with parents that you can tell us here so maybe we can try to do some things to improve it? Because we're trying to get parents more on board.
So for parents, I would say our biggest challenges is so our parents do come out and support, but when we do have like volunteer activities, that's one of the things that I would love to see them a little more involved in, just helping us out wherever necessary, basically. But our parents do support their kids, and they're out there almost every day in the cold, in the rain. It doesn't matter, they're there.
Awesome, awesome. And you, sir, Mr. Pops, I'm going to call you Pops because that's what you introduce yourself as a coach, and I'm sure you were at the Nike experience too. You were at Landon Donovan, and you were all excited about that.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you take away from that that can help you help to develop the kids?
Well, one of the things that I take away from that was Landon Donovan, he played so simple. So seeing that I'm now a coach, I can show my kids the simple way is one of the best way how to play soccer. So that's one of the things that I could take away and give to my kids.
That's awesome. Anything in life that you make it simple, certainly you'll see a lot of success where that is concerned.
Right.
I'm going to get back. You like to go last, so I'm going to put you last. I'm going to go to Aisha. I don't know which one you want to use. Actually, use her mic and talk about just your experience where the Nike program was concerned. That's a big program in terms of Nike. Nike is one of the biggest sports brand on the planet. So for Nike to get involved with HLSA, how did that make you feel to see where HLSA has started and where it is right now?
It really made me proud, like to know where we're coming from in the beginning, and when HLSA was just a thought, when HLSA was just a dream, and to see a lot of things come to fruition. It was really something great to be a part of, and something great to just witness. My biggest thing was the experience that the children were able to experience. It's something you had to be there. Like if you watch the videos, if you watch the Instagram reels, or whatever it is, it looked like a movie, but like being there was like it was unreal. It was a really great experience.
That's wonderful. So Mom Kadian, were your son there at the time?
He was.
And he gets him at London Donovan. Now, I'm
Oh,
sure he went back to
gosh.
school and he was talking about it. How did that make you feel to see a program like HLSA that you said, okay, I'm going to get my son in this for probably soccer skills, soccer knowledge, and fitness, but now you have a world star, an international star that he will sit there and can interact with. How did that make you feel as a parent? You got to come closer to your mic.
Let me first say, I didn't even know who London Donovan was.
Go closer.
I didn't even know who London Donovan was.
That's okay. I don't know Kim Kardashian, but keep going.
But he knew. He was excited. He just couldn't wait for that day to come so it could be there. And then when he already made plans, like he wanted me to take picture and so forth. And I remember on the day, it was like, where is this kid? I don't know where to find him, because I need to make sure he gets that picture, because it's not going to be something happy when he goes home. He's probably going to be sad. So it was a total, the way how they set up, who they had there, and just seeing my kid's reaction to that, it was a whole experience. And he was like, I'm going to share it with my friends at school. I'm like, that's going to be something.
Awesome. And we can certainly thank HLSA and the board members and everybody to do it. But I remember when HLSA started out, and my good friend here came in, I spoke about some stuff and doing these podcasts, and we've had our growing pains with doing them. He knows, and we're now here doing the good. But one of the great things when I saw the pictures and everything and heard about that that Nike experience, I said, wow, that was a wonderful job by you. And what I want you to share with us, I don't want you to give us all your secrets, how you put this together, and the brainchild and everything, and who collaborated with you on this, but give us some insight on this, because to get Nike and VW on board and London Donovan, like, wow, what's next? Messi, go ahead.
I hope, right? I hope Messi next. You never know. No, but kudos to our staff, to Miss Lataya here, Aisha, our Pops, Sean, who's not here, Katie, and everyone. It was a lot of work behind the scenes, because it was done in a short period of time. They reached out to us. We didn't reach out to them. Right, so just to put that out there, we didn't reach out to them; they reached out to us.
Okay.
And the guy actually, the president, he sent an email like 11 o'clock at night, And I saw the email coming, and I'm like, is this a scam? You know, like.
I would think so too.
But we've done stuff with U.S. Soccer before. This is
Okay.
our second time doing stuff with U.S. Soccer. 2 years ago, we did a project with U.S. Women's Soccer, and Visa, and they played a game or East Hartford, and we went to the game and met the players and so on and so forth. So when the email came in, I looked at it and I researched the guy a bit to make sure, because these days you never know. Did my research. I replied to the email, said, we're absolutely interested. Let's set up a meeting. Obviously they did their research. We check all the boxes. We're community based, youth development. What we do is bigger than soccer. There's a community side to what we do. So we
Absolutely.
checked all the boxes. Meetings. I brought it to my board's attention, and I said, let's kind of do our research first before we do anything publicly and make any public statements. So, after meeting with the U.S. Soccer Foundation and VW and all the other folks that were involved, we had our internal board meeting, and obviously everyone was excited, but we didn't know what to expect, right? Fast forward to probably a week after, Lataya was more involved, Katie and Aisha, everyone, Sean was more involved with the planning and the logistics. And, I'll have Lataya kind of talk about her experience.
Yeah, I'm
too,
going to her
'cause
next,
she
but
was-
keep
she
going.
was- She was involved.
Yeah.
But it was something. It took a lot of planning. A lot of behind the scenes. So, like Aisha said earlier, you have to be there to experience it. But the behind the scenes, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of planning. It was a lot of coordination. It's a lot of, you have to go meet this person here, or we're delivering all the Nike balls and the Nike T-shirts at this time, so you have to make sure someone is there. In fact, some T-shirts were delivered and they were sent back. I'm not going to get into all,
Oh, okay.
all of that,
Yeah.
but there was some let's just say misunderstanding
Okay. Yeah.
that took place. But fortunately, everything worked out. The kids had nice Nike shirts, balls, some swag bags, some stuff like what Pops is wearing, all those stuff. But it was a lot of work. Just like everything else, that's good, and anything that's sustainable. There's usually a lot of work behind the scenes that
Yeah.
people don't see. So this is the same. So the board, the executive board, all the coaching staff, the parents did a wonderful job. So kudos to them.
That's amazing. And we'll have her give us a little bit more insight into what was done, because just to piggyback on what he just said, HLSA must be an important brand for Nike to say, hey, let's just reach out to them and see. So your footprint is out in the community, and like we spoke
Definitely.
earlier, and the parents said they would like to see it grow, and this is one very good step in that direction. And this shows any prospective parents that, hey, you know what, if U.S. Soccer can reach out to these guys, then they must be doing something right. So what we're going to do now is going to have you tell us a little bit of your experience in putting this together, and then we're going to ask these two ladies the same question. So why don't you go ahead first and give us a little bit more insight, a little deeper into, because U.S. Soccer is huge. And for VW and Nike, especially Nike to jump on board, this is huge. So give us some experience, some of the experience that you had to go through. Don't tell us everything. We don't want any secret. We don't want all these
No,
secrets.
no.
But just let us know some of the things you had to do.
So my section was more about gathering volunteers as far as like the parent side of stuff. So, and I disseminate information. So we used the Band app to disseminate all the information that we had. So we initially definitely put it out to our kids, make sure that our kids are there, and because we wanted our kids to be a part of it first, and then we eventually, sent it out. So my part primarily was more of disseminating that information, and then gathering volunteers for the day off, for whatever reason, if it's just to hand out a flyer or something. So that was my job behind the scene.
Okay.
I think it was the day before that we met with them, and they needed assistance in like sorting jerseys and bags and stuff like that. So I just pitched in there and assisted them with whatever they needed on that day.
Well,
So
lovely.
it was
Lovely.
I mean, it was a great, and I spoke about it to everybody. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I'm sure to get volunteers is not that easy. 'Cause people are like, I got something to do that day. I got to get my hair done, my nails done, stuff like that. But still, they come out. That's wonderful, though. Wonderful job you guys putting that together. Kaden, what was
Thank
your
you.
experience in getting this together? Your input in terms of getting this to be successful?
My experience was more so communication on the email side. So just speaking with the different persons in that area, getting some admin related stuff like names and making sure that they have what they needed to have. Even though I would tell you they have a good setup, right? They have an idea of what they need to do, and they try very best to put in as much effort as possible. But then, because we know our kids and the families and so forth, it was more of a, how can we make sure we have everybody in place and set up for that day. So it was more of a communication, emails, making sure all the logistics is done on their side and ours.
That's awesome. That's a wonderful job because that really does take a lot to do. It's
Yes,
a lot
it
of
does.
communications that got to go out to make sure it is seamless. So good job by you because it was a success.
Not me alone, but thank you.
Yeah. and I want to add something to that too to show that you're just a parent with your child there, but you took the initiative to help out to make it successful. And that's one of the things that HLSA promote is that parents be a lot more interactive with not just with their kids but with the whole program. And I think that's a testament to why the program is so successful and continues to be successful. So, Miss Aisha, what was your role in getting this done, and what are some of the challenges that you had when you were putting this together?
So sorry.
Yeah, just go right over.
So, I guess just working together as a team to accomplish the goal, because it's not something that we put together. This is something where, those organizations came to us and they gave us, they told us what the goal was, and we had to do our part on the back end to accomplish that goal. One of the things, we had a limit as to how many participants we could have. So, our program alone exceeds the limit. So we had to be creative to kind of prioritize our organization, but at the same time be sure that the entire greater Hartford community is a part of that. Hartford is, a large city, but it's not the only city in Connecticut. So we
Right.
had to make sure that we included all clubs, all children who know of soccer, play soccer, expert in soccer. We just had to make sure that we included everyone. So that was a task that we had. And, Nike, U.S. Soccer were intentional with picking us. And, Keneal said we checked a lot of boxes, but we also created a lot of boxes to be checked. So with
good.
that, we had to make sure that we continued doing what we did. So it was quite a task, having these meetings and, figuring out, we have less than 2 weeks to accomplish the goal. So how are we going to make sure that we prioritize our families? How are we going to make sure we invite other children and families of the community? So that was quite a task. I mean, we achieved it, but it required us to be very creative and very intentional.
Awesome. That was a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Wonderful job by everybody. So here's a question for everyone around this table now, and we're going to go around the table again with this question. But I'm going to start to my right here, of course, because I always seem to start over there and you guys just piggyback. So, this was a wonderful gesture by U.S. Soccer and Nike VW to get on board and try to do something and include HLSA and kind of highlight the brand. What's next going forward? What does HLSA have in store that we can say we have something to look forward to? Or you don't have to tell me your ideas. You don't have to spell it out, but what's next?
I would say what's not next. I would say to tune in and to get in while you can. Only time will tell what is next, per se. We're continuing to progress. We're continuing to move forward. We're continuing to improve. So I would say, everything is next.
Awesome. If she's not already in politics, she's a career politics. That was a political answer. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'll vote for her. Actually, you know what? Today is election day, so
I know.
I just voted for her. Aisha for governor, even president.
We should let her start going last.
Kaden, what do you see next in terms of something big like this, like another Nike or another shoe brand that want to do something with Adidas? I'm sure HLSA is not locked to or have a contract with Nike. Hey, you can't talk to Adidas or Under Armour or anybody. But what's next? What do you think is next, or would like to see next?
I believe HLSA doesn't have a limit. So, with that being said, not knowing what's going to come in the future, but I believe something big and continuously big will be in the future. So,
Awesome.
Yeah,
More,
I'll leave it
more
at
political answers. I like it. Feel like I'm at the White House here. All right. Sean, you're a coach. You coached there. You had the great opportunity to meet Landon Donovan, somebody who has played on the world stage, and in my opinion, the greatest U.S. soccer player. And you've seen, like you said, the way he is. In your opinion, a program like that, with U.S. Soccer, VW, Nike, what's next? What do you think should be next? What would you like to see next for HLSA?
Well, what I would like to see next is more professional players coming in, showing the kids how to play.
Awesome.
We play very much more simple, and just developing the kids to be star players so that they can go out and be professionals. Because we have a number of kids. I think your son, right? He wants to be a professional player.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Right.
good.
So, and I know most of the kids that I speak to personally, they also want to play professional. So if we can get more professional players in, then they can give them stories of what it's like so that they can have an idea of where to go to be a professional, That's what I think is next.
That I want to say something. That's a profound answer because let me just give you a personal experience. Well, kind of more of a family experience. My nephew played soccer. My nephew Ryan, and when he was younger, and he played in a youth program in
Right.
Glastonbury, and they had a travel program. He actually went out to Argentina and played the Argentina team down there, and they had a family. They had a parents' kids game, and he actually played against Diego Maradona.
Ooh.
And he has a picture of it with him and Maradona. That inspired him to want to continue in soccer, which he continued to play right up through getting a scholarship to play in college, a 4-year scholarship.
Wow.
So that is where Starstruck will help them to say, hey,
Yeah.
oh my God, I met Maradona, I'm going to be like him, It might not reach it, but it can try.
All right. And you know what? One of the things is too, meeting professional players at a young age
Right.
is much better than when you meet them at a point when you're trying to go to play professionally.
Right.
Example, when like you go and you go to Barcelona or Miami now, you see Lionel Messi, you're gonna be starstruck. So
Right.
it's better to get starstruck when you're younger.
Right. And you can say, oh, I met Messi, and
Right.
wow, yeah.
So-
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a very good point you make right there. And what's your thought? Oh, sorry, sir. What's your thought and what's next for HLSA? Because you were instrumental in putting this together, and three of you ladies, and you did a lot of things. So, in terms of the next big thing, what would you like to see HLSA jump on next?
So I'm gonna come from the community side, just for us to get more involved with the community. There's so much to do here in Hartford, and I feel like over the years Hartford has gotten a bad rep, but there's so many good things here about the city, and our kids are awesome. So I would like for us to kind of get a little more involved with our kids to just kind of help to elevate our community. There's a lot of talent here. If you can come to one of our practices one day and just kind of see the talents that we have and the talents that we're trying to foster, and those kids, I'm telling you, they have such a positive attitude. They're kids, so they're gonna have bad days, but in the end, they have such a positive attitude, and we stress that they come with their good faces all the time, so we don't have much of any bad days with our kids. So I would like to see just more us going out more in the community, and whenever we get big sponsorship, Nikes, Adidas, whoever it is, to also come and just be a part. I love that it was Hartford that they chose to represent them, because it's such I don't want to keep reiterating, but you hear things about Hartford, but there's just so much good things here that a lot of people don't get to see because they don't come
Absolutely.
to Hartford. And
Absolutely.
so when I saw other kids from other clubs that came and they saw Orfield, like people loved Orfield. There, a lot of people don't have the type of feel that we have.
That's nice.
And
Yeah.
so they see that like, hey, this exists, and so they want to be a part of it. We have had people who signed up the day off or wanted to be a part of our next
wonderful.
season because remember we're all year round season.
Yep.
Look forward to winter season coming next.
That's wonderful, wonderful.
So I'm just like I'm coming from the community side just to get a little more involved with the community so people can see that there are good people and good things happening here in Hartford.
That is wonderful. And if you were here earlier and heard what the parents said when I interviewed the parents on the last podcast, that was something that they want to see where a further outreach in the community. So that's a wonderful, wonderful point you make, and I'm sure we're going to dive right into that. Last but not least, we're going to let the president say the closing word and give us what he would like to see and what he has plans for the future of HLSA. So, Mr. Martin, please.
Yeah. So before I get into the future ventures, I forgot to mention one thing. When Nike reached out to us, Nike and VW US Soccer, we had an option to go somewhere else, to pick a different field, a different venue, a different city. But it was important for us for it to be in our backyard because this is our home. We
Right.
wanted to be in our home.
That was awesome. Great
We wanted
decision.
it to be with our kids.
Right.
Obviously, we open it up eventually to other teams and other kids and so on and so forth. But it was very, very important for us for it to be home. And listen, we're proud of our home. It's our
Right.
home, so
Right.
we're very proud of it. It's
Absolutely.
not perfect, but it's our home, right?
Absolutely.
So that's one thing that I wanted to mention. As far as what's next, we're working on some projects.
Okay.
I can't disclose at this moment
Okay.
because we're still trying to iron out some logistics. But we're working on some exciting projects on and off the field. Like Latoya mentioned, community piece is huge for us. We want to continue doing more in the community, whether it's volunteering at a soup shop. Just so many things, so many projects that we're working on, and some stuff that we got to get done. But stay tuned because there's going to be some exciting news coming up very, very soon.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. And I think that with what you guys were able to do with U.S. Soccer, VW, and just that whole program with Nike and all those guys, that was just wonderful. So I have no doubt that going forward, you guys have some wonderful projects in place, and I think you have a very good team in place to make sure these projects are successful. So continue to do what you do, and I think you're on the right road to go forward in terms of building youth soccer in and around the Hartford community. And like some of the parents said, we can go a little bit further in 5 years or so. What do you guys think? 5 years, maybe?
I think
All
it's
right.
possible.
All right. So, with that said, thank you guys for coming out tonight and making this another successful podcast for youth soccer in Hartford. Appreciate all of you, and we're going to do this again very soon, and we'll talk to probably, if not all of you, some of you again, or some different people. And we continue to promote youth soccer. So, on behalf of everyone here and everyone who is watching, thank you guys, and have yourselves a wonderful evening. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.